Hi there folks, it's Handmade by Shirley. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd come on and do a quick card with my new dies from Gummiapan and inspiration from Christine Stokes. So I've cut out a couple of the dies that I've bought. I wanted some of the gardening type because I'd seen that she had in past videos done some gardening type. So I got these lovely, the dies are tiny, they really are tiny. I should have got another lot out to compare the size, but they're very small. So I got these cluster of dies, which is crocus and snowdrop, and that's a little dandelion. And I also got a fork and secateurs and a little trowel and a little a little box to keep them in. And then I got the wheelbarrow, which you see I've already cut that out. So you get your handles, the actual barrow part and the wheel. And then I did get another one, I got a trug as well, but I've not cut that out because I'm not using that in this particular one. And you get a dinky wee tiny one from Gummiapan, which is just a wee freebie to thank you for your order. And it's a wee light, so I might try and come on and do something with that as well. So I've went ahead and I've cut all my pieces out that I want to use. And as you can see, they really are tiny. There's the little fork. Now if you look at that compared to the wheelbarrow, you can see that, yeah, they're pretty small. Some of them, they're not all like that. It depends what you buy, so you can see that they're all quite small. So I've gone ahead and I've double stacked a lot of these because I do find it does help, and I've seen that on some of the videos from Christine. So I've got 2 lots of crocuses and 2 lots of snowdrops, and I've just got some coloured pencils here, and I've got a 7x5 card base, which I may cut into a square. I'm not quite decided, but I'm thinking I'm going to colour these, obviously. I'm thinking I'm going to pop the wheelbarrow somewhere. We'll pop these, we'll colour these, we'll pop some into the wheelbarrow as if they've been cut, and they're going to because this wheelbarrow actually does have a bit where you can actually pop these through as if they were sitting in the wheelbarrow, if I can get it to work, and it does do that. So yep, there we go. So you could actually pop them inside as if, and I'll maybe pop some on the ground. So what I want to do is to just start. I've picked out some alcohol markers that are Stampin' Up. I'm just going to use them just to colour in and then put our card together. So I've picked a couple of colours, a grey colour, which I think is basic grey, oh no, dark smoky slate even, and the purple is for the crocuses, because I've seen a lot of wee purple crocuses, so that's dark purple posy if you're interested. And I've chosen the dark soft succulent and the light soft succulent just for a wee bit of the contrast in the foliage, the green foliage. And we'll probably just use this for the what do you call it, I can't think of the word. We'll use this for the wheelbarrow, although I've got some black cards, so I may need to cut out the wheelbarrow wheel again and reposition it. Not sure, because I've already I've already put that together, so I'll keep that at the side anyway. So I'm just going to start with the trowel and the fork first, and I'm just going to use this dark I need to find a wee piece of paper to put underneath so that I don't go everywhere with it. So just a wee scrap here, just so that I don't go onto my board with my alcohol marker. So I'm going to start off with this, as I say, dark smoky slate, or you could use any grey that you have. You could use any pens, really. These are just ones that I've got, and I'm just going to fill in the fork area because so that it looks a bit metal looking. And I can zoom you in to see that, if that's easier. So just going round there and just colouring that in. And the same with the trowel. I'm going to do the actual trowel head. I'm just delighted with these dies. They're so pretty. I really like them. And I've been really inspired by the videos I've seen with these dies. So just going over them to make them look a bit more realistic. And perhaps what we'll do for this, we could do the wheel actually in the grey. So if we do a bit of the wheel, and it's got lots of lovely embossing in it, this wheel. All the dies have really nice embossing. So just go round there, over there, just inside that bit of the wheel, like so. And just go to that other side, there we go. Like that. And then I think I might just do the handles as well in the grey. Now there's lots of other techniques you could use on this. You could use your gilding wax and stuff as well, which I might come on and do another point. So I've put the handles. I don't want to make the rest of it grey because obviously I don't think anyway. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll just make these grey as well. So just use what you've got. But I just love these dies. When I went on the website, I was just delighted to see how different the dies were from, you know, a lot of other websites and things that you might go on. Just never seen really dies like these before. So it's a new thing for me. So I was rather excited, let's just say. So it's not going on so well because obviously I've let the glue go over. I'm just going to go around the edge as well just to kind of hide that white area as well. But yeah, just because obviously some of the glue has gone over, but just going to take my time and just try and get it covered as best I can. Just go up the back there a wee bit. That's better. And then come down to this bit here because it's a bit gluey as well. And I don't know whether to actually cover this piece of the wheel. I think I'll just cover it all and then that's it done. So I'm going to use the brush end because it'll be easier and quicker, I think. Here we go, and just get that bit underneath as well. There we go. And I'm going to actually I wasn't going to use a colour. I'm thinking I might use, no, I've changed my mind back. I'm just going to do the whole thing in grey. I wasn't going to, but I think, yeah, I'll just do the whole thing in grey. So that whole piece there, and this bit here, and then I'll change back to the finer edge because I don't want to go over too much. just go round the very back very carefully and round that edge. So that's the wheelbarrow done, and it's the trowel and the fork. So I'm just going to try and keep it quite not too bright. So I'm just thinking what could I do for the trowel. So I've got this very colour called Dark Calypso Coral. So let's just do the handles of the trowel and the trowel and the fork and those colours. Like that. And just like so. Okay, so that's that done. And then we can go on to colouring our, so obviously for the snowdrops, we don't need to colour the actual snowdrops, it's just the green, the greenery. So if I do that now, so if I start with the fine end, and I'm just going to do these kind of bits a wee bit darker and then go over it with the light bit, and then just be very careful at these very thin bits here because I don't want to get green on obviously the white part. So the same thing, so there's sort of wee lines embossed there, so I'm just going to do some lines up there and then come over the top like so. Be very careful like that, and then just come over it with the lighter colour. So the same thing, and although this does take a bit of time, it does have a nice effect, and you'll get a nice card at the end of it, I'm sure. So there we go. So that's one drop of snowdrops done, like that. Pretty cool. And the same for this one. Okay, that's those two. And then this one is going to have obviously the purple and the green on it. So I'll do my purple first. So this one's dark purple posy if you're interested. And I'm just going to go over those little crocuses like that and the little buds like so. And the same with this one. Go. And then we'll do the same with the greens. So start with the darker colour again. Just put some of the slightly darker hints up like so. Follow the lines a bit, the embossed lines. There's very small embossed lines here, and then just come over with your lighter colour just to fill that in. And come on. edges as well, just to get rid of some of that white. There we go. And last piece. I think it's because I've actually got glue on this as well, because it's not really going on that well. So I'm going to put the thicker tip and just be very careful. Hopefully we won't see it when it's assembled in the wheelbarrow. Well, not as much anyway. There we go. So that's our colouring complete. So I'll now bring my base card across again. So it's a 5x7 I've got. Brilliant white. It's, I can't remember whose card it is, but we'll just assemble this and see what. So what I thought was I'd put the wheelbarrow there, and I'd put some of the trowel and the fork sort of there, and I'd put maybe, just trying to decide whether I'll put all of them in there or just some. So I could put, I think what I'll do is I'll put one in there. So we'll need to get my glue. So I've got this glue pen, which is also, you can buy these out of Gummiapan, but you can buy them anywhere. This Zig pen, which is just a glue pen, and it's pretty good for some of the more delicate kinds of die cuts that you're using. You can get right onto the bits that you want. But if you've got like glue with a very, like the one I use, the Nuvo one, which has a very fine tip, that's, you know, just as good. Just have to be careful it doesn't squelch out too much. So there we go. So what we need to do here is to pop it in there. Probably didn't need to pop it in there like that. So that looks quite good. And then let's have a look. Yeah, it's quite good. And now let's see. So I was going to just let me arrange it. I have got this little thank you this little thank you as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the purple behind it or if I'm going to arrange this in the middle with those. It's because I've got sticky fingers here. If I use my tweezers, that might be easier. So if I pop these there, pop this maybe in the actual, I don't know, or if I pop, I've got some bits there as well. Pop that there, pop a piece kind of, oh, it's not going my way. Here, even. And then I could pop maybe one there and another there. So just pop one in the barrel, and then I put my thank you on the bottom, something like that. And what I probably would do is pop another layer on somewhere. Yep. So that's how my card would end up. And I think what I might do is cut it smaller, because it's, for my liking, it's not quite the right shape. So I could cut it smaller, so let's just do that. So I've got a sort of idea of what we want, so I can take them off just now. I've got an idea of what I want, so I want to cut it to 6. So that'll be 6 by 7 if I leave it that size. It's a bit of an odd size, I know, but I could cut it to 6 by, so it'll be 6 by 5. So actually I'm going to cut it to 5 by 5, and that will make it look proper, the right size, I would think. There we go. And then I'm just going to add another layer of paper, card even, and I'm just going to cut that. So if the base card was 5 by 5, and I've just noticed I've got a piece of paper going all the way up, so you can always use your pokey tool to unblock your tracker. So we'll just quickly cut this to 5 by, it won't be 5 by 5 because that's our base layer, so it's 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, which will leave a nice border all the way around on the card. Yep. And we actually, as well, I've just had a thought, could add a bit of the purple, because we've got some here, because that matches that. So if that was 4 3/4, we actually need that to be just shy of 5. So there we go, so that should work. Let's just check this. Just here, let me just check that's going to work. Got a tiny border going all the way around. I could just make this very, very small. It's much smaller. No, because we haven't worked out the card yet. So let's just, right, so I've got my card base, which is, what did I say it was? It was 5 by 5, yep. And then I've got this base, this next layer, which is, if I move this out the way, is 4 1/2, 4 3/4, and this one is obviously slightly smaller, so I have to make that just a tad smaller. So I said 4 3/4, so this one can be 4 and not quite 4, 4 1/2, 4 and so 8, 10/16 or something like that. I'm not very good with my 16ths. Now let's see. So, bear with while I try and do this on camera. So 4 and so I just I'll pop all the sizes in the description box anyway of what I've done. So there we go, that's better. That gives us a little bit of a nice colour in it as well, and that just keeps in with the colour, and it'll probably look much better. So let's get this all popped on. So what I am going to do, I'm going to add some of that grey into the back here, because this bit here is going to be too, just white isn't going to look right, so I'm just checking that's the right colour I've got. So just pop a little bit on here, and I'll just use the fine end so that I don't get any more onto there. I should have done that before I stuck this in, really. But I didn't think of doing that, so I'm just going to be very careful not to go on the white at all. Piece in here. That's it. I think we've managed. I think that's okay. I think we've managed to do that. Right. So let's pop it together. So we will use our normal glue for this. So as I say, I'll pop all all the measurements on down below in the description box, because me measuring on a video is not the best thing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the wee Gummiapan, I keep saying that wrong, Gummiapan dies, I keep saying it wrong, and how lovely they are, and just do a wee card, and that's not right. Come on, Shirley. And yep, there we go. Let's give it a wee burnish down, and then do this one as well. Make sure that's kind of straight. There we go. And then we're going to pop this on now. So I'm going to pop it there. I'm going to pop a couple of these, I think, my trowel and my little I wonder if I should put another one of these inside there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pop another one in here. So the snowdrops are going in the wheelbarrow. Not too much. Oh, there we go. Just pop these in at the back here. So there's a little slit here that's going to fit into as well. Oh, maybe. There we go. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. There we go. And then we can pop this on with some glue. Just carefully on these wee thin pieces here. There we go, and then we can just pop that there. Just hold that down for a few seconds. I'm just using my glue just to kind of hold it down a bit. And then we can pop these on now as well. Oh, not on myself. Did I have it like that? I think I had it like that. So that one on there, and then it's just they're so dinky. They are so dinky, but they're so cute as well. So pop them on there like that. There we go, and then I can pop this on as well. Go on our last little ones. I'm quite chuffed with that. I think it's looking quite good. And then we have this thank you
that I had from something earlier. So just going to hold them down a bit. Just, but I'm thinking, is it not too big? Maybe it's too big for the thank you. Maybe it's too big. Yes, it is. And it's not going to fit anywhere else. I'm just wondering if I can cut it down a bit more, or if I'm just going to leave it as is. So just bear with me while I see if I can just slightly chop that a bit more and make it slightly smaller so that it will fit on the card. I don't think I can chop much more off. Let's see what it looks like. And if it doesn't fit well, we can just leave it and I'll put something on after. I'm not sure about that, how that looks. I don't want it to look too much. But that is basically the card. I just wanted to show you the dies from Gummiapan because I thought they were absolutely great and delightful. So thanks for watching with me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.